Bumble Book with friends. Oh, good morning guys. Happy autumn. I can't believe it. It's officially the first day of autumn today and it makes me so happy. And we had such a lovely morning. We went for a tea. The apple harvest is starting, so all the apples were on the tree and it's making me really excited for cozy season, because honestly guys, this is where I come to life and it makes me so happy. But this is the first video since starting Catnip 3.0 and it's crazy, honestly. It's been 1 week since we said goodbye. Actually, has it been like a week and a half? Either a week and a half or a week. I can't actually remember because I don't know what day of the week it is at the minute. I'm not gonna lie. I have filmed the first week and a half navigating like this new chapter, but I felt like it was weird just to go straight in with like a normal vlog. And I thought it'd be better to do like a heart to heart and a sit down chat and kind of what's happening with this channel going forward, because the last like pretty much 4 to 5 years has been studio vlogs, so it's gonna look a little different. In fact, it's gonna look very different around here from what you guys have kind of been used to, and I feel like it's gonna look slightly different. And I wanted to go into it a little bit more on how I'm feeling and also like my plans for this channel. So let's have a sip of tea and a cup of coffee and get into it, shall we? It's got ginger in it. Puts hairs on your chest. Anyway, this week has been insane. We've actually just launched our Bumble Book keychain, the first one in a little outfit, and I cannot believe it. We uploaded it yesterday at 5 p.m. and it sold out in less than 24 hours, which was incredible. That was our first experiment and our first launch with Catnip 3.0. So yeah, I can't wait to do him in all sorts of different outfits. I'm actually already developing his Christmas one, and that also leads me into kind of what I'm going to be doing, how I'm going to be progressing, and where I want to take this channel. So when I started this channel, my vision was just to document my life as a creative and an artist. So as you guys might know, I have 2 channels. I have my personal channel, Catherine K, which is more my lifestyle, and I have this channel, but this was always my first and original channel. And originally this used to be the home of everything. So it was kind of like my Catherine K and Catnip all merged together. And I had my travel on here, I had my Disney vlogs on here, I had just bits of everything. I had experimentation with my art on here, hauls on here from when I went to stationery shops, experimenting with different brush packs. I had all that sort of stuff on this channel. One of my studio vlogs went kind of semi-viral on the algorithm, and then I realised that's what you guys love to see. You love to see the day in the life in the studio, but I still love to experiment my content on this channel. I used to still do art videos, haul videos, stationery videos. And then I decided to split off my travel because it wasn't really the right place for Catnip, because Catnip slowly started to become more about building the brand of Catnip and building the business. And as you guys know, it became a lot of studio vlogs. And the more I progressed as a small business with physical stock and physical products, it became more just studio vlogs and just actual small business vlogs. Like that's what Catnip started to become, probably from I would say around 2020 onwards. It started to just become weekly vlogs because that's all really I had time to film. And to be honest, my creativity started to take a backseat as I focused on more like a systemic, like systems approach to my business. Like today we're working on this collection, and then this season we're working on this collection, and that's how it naturally became. So this channel naturally became us growing the product side of the business, and that's what it's kind of been for the last like 4 to 5 years. However, now we've released the product side of the business and we're not growing that really like it used to be with the studios and the stock and the inventory. It's now going to be more back to actually what it used to be, like what Catnip used to be, minus the travel, because the travel is still going to be on my personal channel because I get to be creative with my travel and my lifestyle vlogs over there. But it is going to be more lifestyle. In fact, travel will sometimes come on here, but it'll be more focused around creativity and me building Catnip as a brand and as an artist as well. So it'll be more my journey personally as an artist, a creative, and how I'm going to grow Catnip in this new direction. I'll be going more into my 5-year plan with Catnip and my 10-year plan and all that in a couple of vlogs time, and I'll probably sit down and break that up for you where I see and want to like focus on Catnip, because Catnip has always been my baby. I genuinely believe this is something that I was meant to do. It's something that even goes back to my childhood like roots. I absolutely love it. I find it so fulfilling, but I realised the physical product side of things was drawing me further away from actually what I wanted to create. And the other day I actually sat down and created my very first manifesto. Guys, I'm not gonna lie, manifestos used to give me the ick. I don't know why. I totally do know why. Back when I was at university studying graphic design, we had to do an artist manifesto, and we had to do like a manifesto of how we want our like visualize our art. But at the time I didn't know myself as an artist, I didn't know myself as a creative, and I thought I was going to work at a creative agency as a graphic designer designing logos, or a freelancer designing logos. So researching these manifestos and this artist manifestos to me honestly felt a little bit pretentious, which is ridiculous, because now as I'm progressing as an artist, I see how important these are. And basically, if you've never heard of a manifesto and you're new to what manifestos is, we learned this at university. I think Creative Fuel by Anna Braun says this perfectly and articulates it much better than I could. She says, writing a creative manifesto allows you to hone in on who you are and what you do creatively. It challenges you to identify the things that you stand for, the values that are essential to you as a creative. If you want me to deep dive into how you can create manifestos, let me know in the comments, because I realised that actually I have been running on this principle since I started Catnip, so I actually didn't realise that at the time. But I think this has really helped me with my product making as well. It's really like helped me stay true to Catnip. I sat down and I was journaling, and I basically wrote down my 3 things, which is vision, values and purpose. So I'll read what I wrote down. I actually just did it in the notes on my phone. Sometimes I'm out and about, I'm traveling or I'm in a coffee shop or something, and this is when I write all these ideas down. Actually, weirdly, you know where most of my like times when I sit and do this, it's normally on a plane, because I'm normally bored, so I normally like sit and think about what I want to do. And this was actually what I came up with in my notes form. So my vision is to build a whimsical, heartwarming world that brings comfort, joy and inspiration to people's everyday lives, whether through stationery, books, characters like Bumblebutt, or apparel and stuff like that, or through storytelling in vlogs and novels. I'd like to create more than just product. I'd like to craft a mini wholesome universe that feels like a safe, cozy escape, like a little mini Sanrio, Beatrix Potter or Studio Ghibli, but with my own modern and personal twists. My values were whimsy and playfulness, keeping a sense of childlike wonder alive through cute characters, soft colour palettes and cute storytelling of vlogs. Authenticity and heart, share life and art openly, whether it's through cozy studio vlogs or heartfelt writing, sharing ups and downs, balancing life as a creative and a human, just navigating life. Creativity and growth, keep exploring with new mediums like illustration, YouTube, etc. and evolving my art into new worlds and not be afraid of failure and embracing experimentation. Kindness and community is a big one, nurturing the Marshies here at Catnip or a wider audience with positivity, inclusivity, empathy and a sense of belonging in a world that can feel quite heavy or chaotic. And freedom and balance, designing a life for me that allows me to both be a thriving creator/creative and a fulfilled person without sacrificing joy for hustle, and enjoying life with family and friends, which is very important. Last but not least, purpose, to inspire people of all ages to embrace their creativity, keep a sense of childlike wonder, this is really important to me, find light in the everyday and feel less alone. It's more like about connection, beauty, belonging and healing, and giving people a spark of happiness, silliness, joy or comfort, and most importantly, putting a smile on people's faces when the world feels a little heavy. But yeah, that was like my 3 things that I was writing down, like where am I going with this? Why am I going with it? And I've always kind of had this in my mind anyway when I was creating Catnip, which helped stick me to like a vision. That's like my kind of manifesto on what I want to put out in the world. I think that's important to keep going back to, like why I create what I create, why I'm doing Catnip in the first place. I'm essentially want to be here to create a cozy, wholesome world for people to like escape to when the world feels heavy and it brings comfort to others. Primarily, I realised that a lot of my work is actually aimed at adults, even though it looks very childlike and it comes from my heart. I actually think it's trying to heal adults' inner child the way brands that I love do for me. Going forward, this channel is probably going to go back to its original roots of how it started. So Catnip actually used to be called Catnip Illustrations, if you're new here. My Instagram used to be called Catnip Illustrations, and so did my shop. And it was primarily doing these things through art, but I was also developing my style as an artist, so I was doing a lot of experimentation. So I think I'm going to go back to, there'll be more cozy vlogs as an artist, but more through lifestyle. So it's going to be my journey of building the whimsical world of Catnip, things that I find along the way, lessons that I've learned, learning about licensing, my journey as an illustrator and an author, like what I'm struggling with, what I'm finding hard, how I'm doing it, experiments with print on demand, developing digital products. I'm going to document that all on this channel in vlog style, but they'll be more like cozy creative diaries. I don't know what to call it because technically it is going to be an art studio, but I'm kind of displaced at the minute because we're going to be moving out of this house in a few weeks and I won't have a place like a studio, so I don't know whether to call it studio vlogs or what, but it's going to be like a cozy creative journey, and it's going to be still developing products for Catnip but doing it in a totally different way, and I am going to keep documenting it on here. But I also thought it would be fun to do some review videos, bring back the stationery videos when I want to try out some new mediums, some new pens or some new paints, just to get a bit more creative again and get back in touch with my creativity and allow some more time for creativity. So the older videos I used to do on the channel where I would sit and draw, I might bring them back again. Also there'll be packing videos, but there'll be more limited exclusive runs when we're bringing out like the Catnip Bumblebutt Witch plushie, my first one. We'll be packing them up from wherever we are and shipping them out. Eventually it'll be in our new cottage and in our new home, so I'm not going anywhere. It's going to be more like a little mini brand legacy story. Like this is like a new era for Catnip, and I want to just build like a little mini Sanrio meets Beatrix Potter meets Studio Ghibli thing, and I'm just going to document it. I think it would be so interesting to see where we can take Catnip, if we can take it anywhere at all. You could just see me as a struggling artist trying new things and developing new things and plucking new things and changing and pivoting. It's going to be interesting to see where we are in 10 to 15 to 20 years and look back on this time as well and think, wow, we weren't expecting that, or wow. I think it's going to be just like a place for really the loyal Catnip fans now who want to see me as an artist and see Catnip develop as a brand, because without you guys Catnip wouldn't even exist, and it's almost like we're building this world together. I also like the way that we get suggestions on this channel. Like Egbert was actually you guys who like called him Egbert, and he became like a little running joke and a running character, and I would like to incorporate that into some of my picture books and kind of like building this small little brand but as an artist community where we can pluck ideas and, I don't know, grow it together almost and see where we can take it. Because looking at like Sanrio, Studio Ghibli and stuff like that, like how did they start? I'd love to see that. I'm trying to figure it out. I'm like, how did they get to where they are? Like obviously I don't know if Catnip will ever reach a fraction of the scale that they did, but it's going to be interesting to see if we could even just do a little bit of it. We already have created a little mini tiny global brand where people collect Bumblebutts, like 300 Bumblebutts in his little witch outfit, sold out within 24 hours. So that's 300 around the world globally that are going. So it's like this little tiny mini community that we're building, like a mini version of Sanrio. So it's going to be interesting to see where we're going to go, and I'm going to document it all on here. So this is going to be the home of Catnip, and it's going to be more focused on creativity, lifestyle, getting in touch as an artist again with my creativity and what I learn along the way, trying to scale and pivot into the next chapter. So many more vlogs to come, a very, very different route and chapter, and it's going to look probably more cozy, probably more creative, probably more experimental as well. I'm excited to have you here and I'm excited to document it, and I'll see you in the next one. All right then, thanks so much for watching. I love you.